Someone's changed the protocols.
What? Didn't you plug the...
I'm on it. But until I find this particular breach and fix it, you'll have to hack the door manually. Pritchard out.
And so, by the way, I don't think I mentioned this, but that's one of the real, gaping errors in this version of the game. In the first game, you might have noticed already, in this game, that basically when you're given alternate routes and stuff, they're just there. I mean, you can find a vent, like, I already found the vent up on the roof that I could just climb into the facility. And the game even has Jensen making a comment to Pritchard about, he'll report about security loopholes. And this is a common thing throughout the game. In the first game, you might have a vent leading someplace, but in order to get past it, a lot of times the vents would be locked. Gee, security. Duh, of course they'd be secured. And you would have to go around and find the passcode, or you'd have to hack it. Hacking it would require, appropriate hacking skills, of course, and, finding the passcode might also require various different types of skills. It wasn't usually the case that you could just walk in someplace or, find an alternate route. In other words, you had to build your character appropriately to be able to access, this route or a different route. In Deus Ex Human Revolution, what I've seen so far, and from what other people have said, this is true throughout the game, is, they just basically give you all sorts of alternate routes. It doesn't matter what your character build is at all, and that is really a weak point of the game. We're about to do the hacking tutorial here, which leads into another kind of related issue with this particular game, I think. And that's that basically, even if you have a passcode, if you use a passcode on a terminal, you don't get experience for getting into it. In order to get the experience, you have to hack. So it's like, why would you not want to hack? I mean, if you're looking to maximize your character's capabilities, or at least do so as soon as possible. It's kind of a weird way of doing things.
When hacking, your goal is to take control of a device's registries, so you can access the security codes within. To do it, you must navigate the network, capturing nodes as you go along. You begin a hack from your point of entry in the system, the I/O port. To capture a node, simply place the cursor over it and hold the interaction button. A wheel will appear, showing you the programs that can be used against it. Traveling from node to node is accomplished using bridges. A bridge can be unidirectional or bidirectional, as shown by its arrows. Each time you capture a node, there is a chance the network will detect your presence. The higher a node's rating, the greater the likelihood that you will be detected. If detected, don't panic. You still have a chance, you just need to hurry. The network will try to trace your entry point and boot you out of the system. If you manage to capture the registries before the network trace reaches your I/O port, you'll be okay.
Uh-huh. I have to always just laugh out loud when it says, if you're detected, don't panic. You still have a chance, you just have to hurry. I'm like, so don't panic, but hurry. That's usually pretty much the definition of panicking. Kind of. Yeah. But whatever. Who are we to judge, right? So anyway, like I was saying, the thing is, you pretty much have to... oh, this first one's almost irrelevant anyway. But, I wasn't detected anyhow. That's funny.
Access granted.
Yeah, goody. Now, another thing about this is, since I said, as earlier, I'm going to play more or less a law-abiding type of individual. What that means, of course, in this respect, is that I'm not going to be going around willy-nilly, breaking into all sorts of areas just because maybe I could. I'll try to, restrict my hacking or anything like that to, to things that I normally would, in fact, do. But, I gotta point out again, that's one of the problems with the way that they designed this game versus the original, is I have to make that choice. In the original, that wasn't the case. You know, you had to make that. You know, you would have to build your character appropriately.
Jesus Christ, you killed him, man!
He asked for it. Kept calling me a bigot.
No way, no way! I am not going to prison for this!
Hate to tell you this, Trev, but once that bomb goes off, this guy will be the last thing in here to buy. Shut up, I'm telling you, man, these handle lovers deserve what's coming to them. Yo, you didn't hear that? For real? Your imagination. Come out.
Wasting my time. No one's here.
Well, that was interesting. So I'm going to save it here. I just wanted to point out to everybody that this particular part of the game is actually a really good example of how screwed up the stealth system is, to be honest. So anyway, if you're wondering, the reason I said that it's so, the stealth system is so messed up is like, in this part, and I'll show you more clearly in a minute, but I mean, you really are supposed to be able to sneak down the stairs and then like either avoid these guys or take them out. And it's very clear that you really are supposed to, based on the level design, you're supposed to be able to avoid them or take them out. As I will show you very shortly here, as soon as I take care of the last one. Because there's a vent. And I'll go ahead and use it to get the experience, but also, you know, to demonstrate what I'm talking about. The thing is, though, that if you go down here, even though, you know, they're worried about, like, this guy over here that they just killed, if you come down the stair steps, they spot you. They spot you from clear across the room, even though they're supposed to be checking out this body and taking care of it. Which obviously does not make any sense. So that's all of them, which is good. That's it. So, I mean, the point is that that's just, in my view, it's a very broken system. You know, and basically you can go ahead and compare it to the original Deus Ex, which had a good stealth system, which actually made sense. But this one, no. Well, at least from what I've seen so far. It might get better later, of course. I don't know. Because I've only played through the first chapter. But I just find this one to be... Well, yeah, I already went through the vent. But anyway. I mean, this vent... oh, actually, before I go any further... Oopsie. Credit chips. Wouldn't want to leave that behind. Remember, we picked up that pocket secretary. So...